hill,
near a wood,
where nobody goes.
up a track,
Through a gate, the food forest grows, with secrets and treasures for everyone's pleasure, and Rob's discovery. Good morning. It's a beautiful May morning here in the forest garden, but because it's a young forest garden, there's not quite as much to forage yet as I'd like. There's some borage here, but I'm not going to pick that. I'm going to leave it for the bees, because that's quite important. There's not enough of it yet. I'm going to take my basket and go to my local woods and see if I can make a woodland salad. Follow me. Only a few steps into the wood, and already we found our first culprit. Not culprit. What's the word? Plant. Stinging nettles. Stinging nettles are really high in protein. Some people say about 30%, some say 60%. But either way, they're still a lot higher in protein than an egg, for example, which is only 12% protein. And I'm using a glove for this because, well, they're stinging nettles. And I'm just taking the very tender tops to put into the woodland salad. Thinking about it, they ought to be blanched really to get rid of the oxalic acid so they don't sting. Well, I'll take some anyway. There are loads of things here. There's the old goose grass, or sticky willy, or cleavers as it's called. Although I shan't put that in this salad because it's ideal to blanch it. And this is a raw salad. And plus, it would be better to come back later in the year once it has seeds, because you can use the seeds to make like a caffeine-free coffee substitute. They're quite nice. And there is celandine here, which most gardeners will be familiar with as a persistent weed in the garden, but I've left it a little bit late to harvest this because you should harvest it before it flowers, and it needs cooking, which is quite important, so I'm not going to take that. Yeah, so I think I'll leave this for a while, but it's good to know that it's here for later. Ah, this is one of my favourite little plants, Herb Robert, my namesake. I like it because it makes a fantastic tea. I'll just take a little bit to make tea with later. And because also, if you pick a leaf and rub it upon yourself, it makes a fantastic mosquito repellent. It's a little bit too early in the year for mosquitoes, but, well, can't hurt anyway. Maybe it works against gnats as well, I don't know. Oh, and you can eat it. Wild raspberries. There are so many of them here. Good to know for later in the year when the actual fruits come out. But for now, I'm going to take a few raspberry leaves to go with that Herb Robert to make some tea. Just the tenderest, youngest leaves. Look at all that stitchwort. There's loads of it. stitchwort has white flowers and it's quite difficult to see, apart from this month when it's every year. Every year? Everywhere. Every May woodland salad needs a little bit of stitchwort. Ooh, brambles. It's good to know that brambles are here for October when the blackberries come out. But for now, I shall just take some tender bramble shoots. I don't think these are even going to make it into the salad because they're nice to eat fresh straight away. They've got a coconutty smack to them and they're quite nutritious. It's amazing really how brambles don't take over the whole woodland, but I suppose when things are in balance, they don't. Maybe just a few for the salad. And it's great because the new tips aren't at all spiky. They're just furry. Noisy EasyJet. Noisy. Beech leaves. It's amazing how people love these because they take such a long time to decompose over the winter, so they keep their golden hue in hedges. But if you catch them when they're young, like this, they're very, very nice and tender. And they've got a good flavour, but they do take a lot of chewing. So I'll probably put a couple in the salad, but mostly I just like to pick them and chew them on walks. Ooh, a plantain, or ribwort sometimes it's called. They're everywhere in this open glady bit. It's a really good all-round useful plant. You can pick the leaves and chew it to make a poultice that you can spit out and stick it on wounds or stings or bites or infections, or you can put the leaves and put them in bread to make a tasty loaf, and it's good for the bladder or the lungs or ears. I'm not too fond of the flavour in salads, so I'll leave this one alone, but it's good to know it's here in case I scratch myself. Maybe just a little bit of the road. Oh, actually it's not too bad. Maybe a bit more. Ooh, wild honeysuckle. There's loads of this about. The only edible bit is the flower though, and it's not quite in flower yet, so I'll leave this alone for now, but good to know it's here. Loads of it. Ooh, wild lemon balm. Oh, it's always good to have a bit of lemon balm, but not too much because it's got quite a strong flavour. I'm going to take a bit actually to rub around my beehives to make them more attractive to honeybees. That's a good one to have. And here is some dead nettle. It's the golden dead nettle rather than the purple one, which means you can only eat the leaves. The purple one, you can eat all of it. So you've got to be quite careful. But that's a good one to have. And vetch. There's loads of vetch here, although I'm not sure if it's greater or lesser vetch, so I'll probably leave it alone because only the lesser vetch is edible. Very pretty though, good for bees. A mighty oak. Oak leaves, good for making wine, but not so much so for a woodland salad. Ooh, some lovely little hawthorn seedlings. These are called bread and cheese plants quite commonly because you can eat the berries and the leaves. The berries don't come till the autumn time, but these tender spring leaves are wonderful for a salad. And by a neat little coincidence, dandelion right next to them. You can eat all parts of the dandelion at any time of year. You can eat the roots, the flower and the leaves. But I'm just going to take the leaves for now. Actually, I'm going to leave these leaves for now because they are at dog height. So I better find some dandelions on higher ground. Ramsons, wild garlic, the cornerstone of any nutritious woodland salad. You can eat all of these. You can eat the roots, which are best dug up in the winter. You can eat the leaves, or my favourite bit, the garliciest bit, are the flowers. Not only do they make the salad look really pretty, they're also very flavoursome. Let's take a few leaves as well for good measure, and just to bulk it out a bit, but not too many. But not too many, because they can give you a grumbly belly if you overfill yourself. Perfect. Ooh, it's Jack by the Hedge with its zigzaggy edge. Unusual to find in a woodland, but I'll just take a little. You can eat all of this beauty. Nice and peppery. And that'll probably do. What a bounty. What a day. See you soon.